We are live. So hi guys, it's good to reconvene over here and to be doing our little thing again. So hopefully you guys have been doing well over the past several weeks. So the first thing I want to do, I just want to, you to unmute yourself. We'll start with Dig. Just let me know what's been going on because, we've been seeing each other in our communities. We've been connecting and communicating and engaging online. But since we haven't been having our normal hangouts on a weekly basis, just to find out what you guys have really been up to and how your summer's been going so far. So just, we can keep it brief and then we can go on to more good stuff. So Dig, if you want to unmute yourself and tell us what's been going on with you for the past few weeks.
Yes, what has been going on with me is I've been continuing with my getting people for my community, like using the friends as we have been doing. My group is gradually improving, and I think I am mastering how to do the 6-step sponsoring system. My challenge is converting the leads into customers and members joining me. That one is the one that is a challenge and I'm not succeeding with, and it's something that I've planned to try and get it right. And I sort of also know the answer how it came. After I reached a level where I'm supposed to now sponsor, I tended to have shied away from that. And then as regard to videos, I have done one video, but it was before I bought this new system. And what has held me back from doing the videos is that when we were doing the 10 times 10 challenges, one of my goals was to look into what I've been doing, just to find out that I've been buying programs, not finishing them. So I decided before I go for videos, I must finish what I'm owing. So my not having done the videos was according to plan that I can't go to them while I'm owing something in the past. I hope I've said what is understood.
Yeah, no, that's great, Dig. And as a matter of fact, I'm happy that you mentioned some of those things because they're all very, very important points, and they certainly pertain to all of us. One of the things that I'm going to look to do today, and we're going to address all those things in the coming weeks, and we'll touch on some of them today as well. But, the focus of this group is going to be changing a little bit because as much as we love our communities, those of us that have communities, and I just want to pause for a second, Tamara, you're getting very, very close to becoming an ambassador, so you're doing a great job, so congrats. I know you're going to be there within the next handful of weeks, so that's great. But anyway, getting back to Dig, what you were saying, it's as much as we love our communities, as much as we love the training, including the 6-step sponsoring sequence and everything else that we're doing through Networking Superstars, one of the things that I think that we need to do in this group and also individually is that we can't lose sight of the fact that, we're all members of MLSP, which is great. And the way I usually approach it, I don't want us to think of MLSP as just sort of a byproduct of Networking Superstars. That really should be a little bit more on the forefront. When what I do with my approach when I talk to leads and prospects, everybody that's out there wants to join a team and be a part of something bigger, and being part of a team, especially one that offers additional resources, that offers additional training, that that offers a kind of support that Networking Superstars does, is great and can't be underestimated. But I let people know that if they join me, not only in my primary, but specifically in MLSP, they're going to get an additional layer of resources and training and support. And if we can show people that we're offering more than what they currently have, which will probably be the case in most instances, they're going to jump on board. They're going to want to work with us because they're going to want to be a part of a team. And I think that's what we really have to emphasize a little bit more of. And certainly what I've done and what I'm going to continue to do, So in this group, I want to make sure, my goal is to make sure that all of us are getting signups, not only leads, but signups, especially into MLSP. It's such a great system. I want all of us to be a part of it and a member of it long term. And the way to do that is, first of all, to make sure you're covering your cost and certainly, hopefully, be in profit. And then you want to be in a position to be able to help those members that you bring on to do the same thing, so that they're going to stick with you long term as well. And that's really the goal, because MLSP has so much to offer. So we're going to be talking about, and a lot of it's going to be sort of in the way of review, but we're going to be talking a lot more about the different ways that we can make sure that we can implement all the training and all the resources on MLSP to make sure that we continue to get leads and we get signups, because it's a monster program. I think we all know that, but I think that maybe, just maybe, we become a little bit sidetracked, with everything that Gavin has going on with the networking superstars. We're all focused on our communities, and I think that's great. Again, those of us that haven't, and Glenn, I know that you don't at the moment, but I think that it's important that we don't, again, lose track and lose sight of the fact that MLSP is really, our bread and butter in terms of providing value up front and getting people into our primaries for those of us that have primaries. Not all of us do, and that doesn't matter, because we have a ton of members in MLSP that use MLSP specifically as their primary, because it can be extremely lucrative. So again, we love networking superstars. We love our communities. I'm not suggesting for a second that we put that on the back burner, but I think we need to maybe give more emphasis to what we're doing with MLSP. So that's my little thing. So Dig, I'm happy you brought up those things. And as far as the video marketing, we are going to talk more about that. And you're absolutely right. Before you make an investment and you do something else, it's important, those of us that have made investments, whether it's the 6-step sponsoring series, whether it's the No Fear video marketing system, if they're just going to sit on our shelves, I don't know, and digitally collect digital dust, it's not going to do any of us any good. And if we keep buying something and we don't get a chance to implement it, and then we jump onto something else, it's really just like jumping from opportunity to opportunity to opportunity. So I think that you certainly have the right idea. I think video marketing is very, very powerful, and you need to work it into your marketing. But I understand why you want to get through some of the other training first. But don't put it on the back burner for too long. And I'm going to discuss a couple of things today with video marketing that I think may help also. So if anybody wanted to comment on that, and then we'll move over to Glenna.
Thanks, Mark. I think, yes, you are right. I mustn't sit too much on it. I mustn't try and wait and be perfect in others. I agree. I fully agree with what you're saying.
Okay, cool. Then, Glenn, if you want to mute yourself and you just want to tell us what you have going on also the past few weeks since we had our last Hangout, that would be great.
Yes, I've been sounds like I have some feedback for some reason. Oh, I know.
Glenn, I think you muted yourself. You're muted now, Glenna. No, still can't hear you. So whatever you just did, undo. No, still can't hear you, Glenn. You're still muted. Let me... Yeah, nothing I can do on my end. You have to unmute yourself. Glenn, can you hear me? We can't hear you at the moment. You're muted. You know what? Let's jump over to Tamara. All right, Tamara, unmute yourself, and Glenna, we're going to come back to you. Can you hear me, Glenna? Just shake your head if you can hear me. Okay, yeah, you're still muted. We can't hear you. So, Tamara, you jump on now, and then Glenna, we're going to come back to you. See what you can do, because you were fine before. We heard you, Glenna, when you first started, and then we lost you. Hey, Tamara.
Yeah, after when she had the feedback, that's when we lost her, after she said she had feedback. So whatever she did there. What's been going on with me? I have kind of, been going back into MLSP, some of the training, actually a lot of the Mark Herbert regarding the video marketing, going to his, watching a lot of his videos, because at 11:30 every day he has something new that he puts on his fan page. And the latest one that I have come across that I really liked is how to use your fan page a lot more to be able to boost going to your website. Our website is all, as you know, if we use the ML, it is already monetized. All we have to do is draw the traffic there. As far as being more automated, we have the post planner, which I learned that was in that group. So even though I like our community and I understand the concept of the community, but I'm finding that if I go from one step to another, so go through Mark Herbert's on how to get out the people to get leads and stuff, the 6th step is great once you get them in the community and being able to do that. So what I'm kind of like doing with my community, once I hit my ambassador, just so that I can have my title, I'm going to change my community to be more people I'm going to be working one-on-one once they're already signed up for an MMLS course, a free course. Now I'm ready to take it to the next step and get them to join MLSP. But this one-on-one, trying to, get in touch with them and doing the shown in the 6 steps, I'm finding to be a little bit difficult because it's so slow. And if I can do the masses and have a little budget, and since I got the commission, I'm taking that and setting it aside and to do some paid advertising. The next thing that MMLSP's been teaching a lot on how to do the right ads to target to the right people and stuff, and how to boost your more people on your fan page. And I think that is kind of where I'm going with this and where my community. So it's like I take a little bit of all 3 parts and put them all together, because each part is good, but standing alone by themselves, I feel that there's something missing, but all 3 parts together really gives a nice round system on getting the leads and then get them into your community so that you can do one-on-one, so they're not getting lost in the masses of what's going on in my fan page. I can work with them one-on-one in my community and then get them into my primary or into MLSP at that point. So that's where I've been at right now. As far as my video marketing, I have done a few videos. However, for some reason, I don't know what it is. I'm going to check to see if there's another app for my phone for me to do a little selfie video with my Android phone. Oh, I can't. And a friend of mine, he does video enhancements, and he had to really pull up the volume and then take out all my background noise. So there should be another app where I can do my selfies to where it's not so grainy and you can actually hear me. So I've been not doing as much as my selfie videos until I get that figured out. But that's next on my agenda. And then I've been working building up my blog, so that I can have content for people to look at on my blog, which leads me a question for you. In the post planner for the Facebook fan page, of course you can do it for your group, you can do it for your fan page, or you can do it for your profile. I use it just like for my fan page because you're only allowed to have one unless you go for the paid. You can only have one account that you can go to. Now, my question is about MLSPs, that you can go to their blog, and then when you go ahead and you click on Facebook to share it, and if someone clicks on it and purchases anything through that blog site, that it would be credited to me or whatever. It goes to one of my leads. My question is there a way that I can be able to use one of those blog posts and be able to use it in a post planner to be able to plan out for it to come out at a different time, or do I have to be on that site and manually click on the Facebook to share it on my Facebook and still have it credited to me?
Yeah, you should be able. Tamara, you should be able to. Yeah, we can have a little bit more feedback. Maybe if you can just mute yourself for a second, Tamara, so that we lose the feedback. But in answer to your question, first of all, I think you're doing a great job. I have seen your videos. And I think your videos are very, very good, and I think that you're already starting to get over that, that fear of making videos. So I'm going to share something else in a little bit also about another tool that you may even prefer in terms of, making videos quickly, and they can be, any length basically, and it's something that's going to give you the ability to do editing and to really put out a more professional looking video, as opposed to just doing it from your phone. Doing it from your phone and doing a selfie video is great, and you should certainly continue doing that for, quick ones. But if you want to do something, in addition to that, where maybe you're doing a little bit of a tutorial, maybe you're sharing your screen, and you can appear in the video also, in, as opposed to strictly a selfie video, it's a very, very good resource. But I love what you're doing so far. But in answer to your question, you can just grab your affiliate link from the MLSP blog for any particular blog post, and it's really done in a very similar way to what we do with Networking Superstars with your unique affiliate link. So I can send you something a little bit later, but if you just grab your link and then you can just copy and paste an image, instead of the one that when you share it, what's going to appear on your profile is going to be, it's going to be the actual post itself with a thumbnail, which, or just a regular image, which is very, very good. But all you really need to do is copy that image, save it to your desktop like you would any other image, upload that to Post Planner, and then just put in whatever you want for your content, and then just add the affiliate link for that specific post. And once you've done that, you can plug that right into Post Planner, and then when it's scheduled to hit, people will be able to click on the actual affiliate link, and that's going to take them right to the blog post. You're going to want to test it. I mean, that's what I do sometimes as well. So you're going to want to test it. Click on the link, make sure it goes to that blog post, and make sure you see your image in the sidebar, just to make sure that it is your page, so that you will be getting credit for anything that anybody might decide to purchase, or credit for that lead, or certainly for anybody that might become a trial taker. So yeah, there is a way to do that, and I'll send you, I'll show you exactly where to grab your, your specific affiliate link, and I'll send you something after the, after the Hangout. And what I'll probably wind up doing is making a little video to show you how to do that, so I can share it with everybody. So this way, Dig, you'll be able to, Glenna, you too, and then Deb, if she's going to be watching the replay, so you'll see exactly where to do that. So for all, and I use Post Planner, I use Hootsuite, so that's something you definitely want to do, so you can plan your posts, especially if you want to leverage your time. So you're doing a great job. So certainly just keep up the great work. Glenna, we can go back to you now and see if you unmute. If we're back, then we can hear you. No good. Glenna, what you may want to do is, you might have to just, sort of remove yourself and then just come back in again, because I'm not sure what happened. Tamara had mentioned also when we started getting the feedback, we heard your voice and we started getting a little feedback, and then we lost you completely. We lost the audio. So maybe you want to, leave the Hangout and then just, sign back in, and hopefully everything will be straightened out at that point. Okay, so you won't miss too much. Okay, guys. Hopefully Glenna's going to be back on board in a few minutes, and hopefully, we'll be able to hear everything she has to say. And it definitely looks like Deb is not going to be joining us, so hopefully we'll get her the replay and she can watch that. And I know that as of next week, she plans on getting back into the swing of things and then joining us also, because certainly we know that the Hangouts is certainly a very positive thing. And I just want to take a quick moment also just to tell Claudia that we miss her, and we wish that she was here, and we certainly will wish you a speedy recovery. Hopefully you're doing well, and hopefully you're going to be back with the group also in the not-too-distant future. And that was very quick. I see Glenna's back. So, Glenna, let's see if we can swing it over to you, and I hear you already.
Okay. Can you hear me?
We sure can. You're good.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, everybody's in line with what I'm doing as well, because I had a conversation with, and I kind of got, I felt like, well, what happened was I lost my self-confidence. I didn't have the confidence to continue what I was doing. So I've been looking at that, and that's one of the things I thought is to go back to the basics of MLSP, which I've started going through their trainings again, because the trainings initially I didn't understand how to put any of it together to work, and I kept trying to do it, and it just, the trainings didn't make sense to me. And so now they've revamped everything, and some of it makes sense, some of it doesn't, but at least I see there's resources that I can find out how to get what I want done now. So so that's what I'm doing, and that's going to be, I'm thinking, not sure yet, but that will probably be my primary right now, and then go into my secondary, because I'm just too much all over the place. And video is, I'd like to get involved with more, you know, I've just got to get my structure, my basics set up first. You know.
Excellent. Sure. Glenna, that's great.
Can I
And
say
you know,
something?
hi, hey Deb, how are you? I see Deb just joined us.
Yes.
I'm good. I was running around all morning, so I'm late.
Okay.
Glenn,
Yes, somebody wanted to say something. Tamara, was that you?
Yes. Yes, that's me. Glenn, I understand where you're coming from. That's kind of like what's been going on with me a little bit, that I've lost a little bit of my self-confidence. Not so much because of what's going on online, it's because of my people around me. Just, you know, things are going on at work, things going on at home. Not, you know, am I doing the right things? And so I understand where you're coming from, and that's why I'm really glad that we get this group back together. So we need to bond together. We need, if you have issues with anything in MLSP, we need to bond together as a group. That's what this group is for. So, you know, we're all connected on Facebook. We're all connected in Messenger. So we need to stick together and build that confidence together. So if you have, you know, that's why I'm so glad we're back with this group, because now I feel like my confidence is already starting to build again, because now I'm a part of something. I'm not out there on my own anymore. So please, if you have anything, you just need to chat about something, message me, please, because that's the whole point of this whole thing of having a group and working together.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yes, I agree. Having the group is critical to keep everything moving. And part of it is, you know, what the guy said it wasn't even negative. It was something that had me, I had momentum in something I was doing, and I was excited about it, and then suddenly I just stopped. It just knocked me out. And I've got to handle that somehow. Like, what is it? Why isn't my confidence good enough to keep me moving in spite of somebody saying something contradictory?
Well, see, I had the same thing. I had the same thing just the other day. The lady asked me, how is my community different than anybody else's? And I told them, because I want people to be able to come and ask questions, regardless if it's about their confidence, their emotions, or, you know, if they just don't know where to go, and that way we can talk and help them find out where they're at and where they want to go. And she just totally blew it out of the water for me, saying, well, I work for an advocate group, and you shouldn't do it that way. You're going to expect to be held off the whole time, or you're going to have the worst case scenario, they're going to blame you for their failures. And, you know, and that kind of like threw me back for a minute, and I'm like, well, but that's not my message. You know, my message is that I want you to come talk to me. I want you. When I first started, I didn't have a group to come and talk to. I didn't have anybody I can ask questions for. Not until I got with Mark, you know, and then now with you guys. To push that out, you know, that hit me, like you said, something. But just that comment kind of made me sit back and think, well, am I doing the right thing? Well, yes, I am. It's my message. So I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, I love what you guys are discussing right now, and confidence is a very, very fragile thing. It's, you know, it can take time to gain your confidence, but just one comment from one person can make you lose it and go right back to the starting blocks. And, you know, that's a difficult thing. And, you know, and also I agree with everything you're saying, because I think that, you know, the power, one of the most important things of having a focus group or a hangout or just team support like we do for one another, and doing it on a regular basis, and not only for accountability, but I think one of the most important things is just what you guys are hitting on now. It's just great for the old self-confidence. Especially if you're always going to run into haters, you're always going to run into naysayers, people that are going to try and knock you down or criticize what you're doing. And if you have the support of a group like we are for each other, it helps you to maintain that confidence and to build on that confidence and to get stronger, so that when somebody does come back to you with a negative comment, you know exactly how to respond, you know exactly how to turn it around, so you take it to your advantage. And you need to have confidence in order to do that. And by having the constant positive feedback that we give to one another, that's going to enable you to be able to do that. So yeah, those are all great points, and it's something that's very, very difficult, and that's why also I'm thrilled that we're back to doing the group hangouts, and again, hopefully it'll be on a regular basis. Anyway, Deb, just to bring you up to speed a little bit, and we'll be recording this. You didn't really miss too much, but one of the things we have been discussing is that there's going to be a bit of a change in the focus of the group, and things are always subject to change, like we've discussed all along. And as much as we love our communities, and as much as we love all the training from Networking Superstars, because it is phenomenal and there's a lot to offer, and for those of us that have become ambassadors or are going to become ambassadors, we know that we can monetize Networking Superstars, and we can actually make commissions from the products. However, Gavin has always said right from the get-go with the communities and the high-touch approach, it is a little bit more time-consuming. It is a bit more of a process. And I think that what happens sometimes to all of us, and we're all guilty of this, is that we may put a little bit too much emphasis on growing our communities, on doing things that maybe that additional training through Networking Superstars, as good as it is. So the focus is switching now basically to all of us are in MLSP. My personal goal is to make sure that all of us get as many leads as we can, get as many signups as we can, because the commission potential of MLSP is fabulous. And I want all of us to, as quickly as we can, and maybe some of us are already at that point, where we at least have our basic cost covered. But if not, I want us all to get to that point as quickly as possible, and then be in profit as quickly as possible. And for you guys to be able to do the same thing for any member that you bring on board, so that they're going to stick long term. Because if they do, they're going to be able to reap all the benefits of MLSP. So that's going to basically be the new focus. And so I want to, and what we've all been doing, being we haven't really had our hangouts for the past several weeks, everybody's been sort of just telling us what's been going on over the past few weeks and what they've been doing. So, Deb, I certainly want to give you that same opportunity, and we'll go into some training. Some of the things that I want to discuss are basically going to be along the lines of a review of some of the strategies that I've been using personally that have worked really, really well. So I just want to touch base on some of them again to make sure that we're all sort of up to speed, so that anybody that feels that can resonate with that and feels that I can help them will be able to go and utilize some of those strategies, because none of them take very long. It's something we can do very, very quickly every single day and definitely see some results. So Deb, if you want to, I see that you're already unmuted. Just jump on and let us know what you've been up to the last few weeks.
Well, can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Okay. I've been just reevaluating the whole thing. I decided to close my group. I'm not concerned about being an ambassador. I'm really not. I think the groups are overlapping so much that people are, I noticed some people in my group bought Mark's product from somebody else, and they joined MLSP from somebody else, because the groups are overlapping. So I'm done with that. I need to, I'm investing in MLSP and I'm not using it. So that's what I want to concentrate on, and I'm concentrating on Mark's video marketing. I bought some of the equipment that he suggested to start videoing on my phone. I also have been searching for teleprompters, because I can't remember anything I want to say when I get on video. I found an app that's a really good teleprompter, and I have to kind of mess around with that. I have a script for my first video, but I want to write it up and stick it on the teleprompter and have everything set up. I'm also going to probably invest in the speakers that he recommends for your computer, that big one that hangs down. I don't know if anyone's seen it.
Oh, yes, I have.
Yeah, I want to make everything perfect. And so I'll probably be doing more video marketing. I'll probably have a couple channels, one for MLSP, one for my main company. I also, for a while, I didn't have a main company anymore. I dropped out of whatever I was in, and I recently joined a new main company, which I'm going to stick with now. And I started doing some offline marketing this weekend for that, and that's actually coming along pretty good. And there's awesome trainings, and trainings in my main company is like I've never seen before either. It's just like so totally like I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you. It's like amazing. So I've been doing those trainings, and so basically that's what I've been doing. I've just kind of been hibernating, just reevaluating everything, and just not posting in my group. I'm using my group as a storage area. Things that I want to save, I just kind of put in there. And if people want to look at it, they can. If they don't have to. Some other woman, she saw a post that I put in a different group, and she liked what I said. She messaged me, and she's in a different MLM, and we had a telephone conversation because she was thinking about the same things, you know, a warm market. You have to create value and stuff like that. And the company she's in doesn't really teach that, and so she just wanted to confirm that she wasn't crazy. So we had about a 45-minute conversation yesterday. I told her to go ahead and join the group. I'll let her in. She can look at all the posts and everything. And I also gave her the link. I wanted to kind of stop giving people the link to Networking Superstars Blueprint, but I felt that was a good place for her to start, so I did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't have the ability to sell it. I never will. So whatever. But I felt that was a good place for her to start. I don't really recommend her staying in there and, you know, doing all of that. I just don't. And in Gavin's group, I get in there and I look at his posts and everything. Some of his posts are too long for me, so I don't read them. You know, I get in there once in a while. I'm not as excited and amped up about the whole thing as I used to be. So there you have it.
No, Deb, that's, you know, first of all, that's great, and I respect everything that you said because there's a tremendous amount of truth to what you're saying. And I'm sure that certainly you're not the only one that feels that way. There are plenty of people that feel that way, and I do myself sometimes. I'm sure all of us do sometimes. And there is definitely overlapping. There's no doubt about that. You know, so what all of us need to do that do have communities is that we need to, you know, unfortunately work a little bit harder to stand out a little bit more and differentiate ourselves a little bit more. So I've noticed in most of our groups, we don't really talk about the 6 steps and all those things because that's what a lot of people do. So we sort of make our groups our own and we do something a little bit different. But it takes a little bit more time. It takes a little bit more effort. It takes a little bit more thought. So yeah, there are definitely some downsides to the fact that there is a lot of overlapping. So I can definitely relate to what you're saying. I think it's great that you found a new primary that you really are happy with. That's fabulous. And obviously you're going to make a lot of great new connections there. And you know, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what primary or opportunity you are part of. Everybody needs leads, and if you got great training there, that's fabulous. And that's going to be great for not only you, but obviously other members. But, you know, for any of us that maybe do have a primary where the training is not quite so good, that's also, you know, where MLSP is going to really, really factor in big time. And, you know, Deb, I think that you did the right thing by giving out the blueprint because that is a good place to start. It is offering value even if you don't have it monetized. But you can also, you know, instead of that, or in addition to that, you know, once you've given out a piece of value, they're going to want to come back for more, especially if it's something that they feel is helpful, is to really get into the back office and see, you know, the campaign for MLSP and really see what's back there because there's some fabulous free training back there and you've got affiliate links back there that are tagged to you. So being you do have, you know, MLSP is monetized for you, you're probably better off giving away a link from, one of the campaigns, whether it's Instagram or any number of things. I mean, there's some great free training back there. Plus, make sure that when you get a chance, go into the back office and update whatever you have back there in your profile. So now everything leads to, when people become leads, it's going to basically give them access to whatever your primary is. So make sure you update everything so that, you're going to get you'll get people will have, easy access to whatever your current primary is. So again, I think you're doing a great job. I think your new focus is the right one for you, especially at this particular point in time. And I think that one of the most important things that any of us can do at any time for our business is to do a periodic, reevaluation, which is exactly what Deb just did. And it got a little bit dark in my area where I am. But you have to reevaluate. You have to see where you are. You have to see what's working. You have to see what's not working. You have to cut loose of the things that, maybe you're taking up too much of your time, or, you're incurring too much of an expense. And you have to cut back on certain things. And you have to focus on income-producing activities, and especially ones where you're going to be getting results that you feel comfortable with. And again, don't listen to whatever anybody else says, because there's always going to be people that are going to be very, very negative and try to bring you down from wherever it is you are, whatever message it is that you're trying to send. You're only concerned about the people that do resonate with your message. Ignore the other ones and just focus on the ones that are engaging with you. So anyway, as long as we're currently talking about MLSP, this is probably a great time just to jump into the back office real fast. Now, this may be something that you guys are already familiar with, but if you're not, especially if you really, really want to monetize MLSP, I want to make sure you're familiar with, one of these particular pages where there's a lot of great training in terms of how to properly monetize your affiliate account. So I'm going to do a screen share. Let's see. Okay. Actually, I'm going to do this again because I want to make sure you guys see it full screen. Okay, just let me know if you can see my full screen right now, not just a little thumbnail.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so let's try this again. Let's go back to the screen share. Seems that sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Can you guys take a look now and tell me if you can see it full screen or if it's just a thumbnail?
No, it's big enough. I mean, there's a black border around it, but we can read what it says.
Okay, all right, that's good. Then we'll leave it over here. The only problem is right now it's within Google, so I can't really scroll and I can't really do what I want to do. So you know what? I am going to stop that share and I'm going to try it one more time the way I normally do it, and it always works. So I'm not sure why it's not now. So let me do something different. Just bear with me for a second here. No, that didn't work. Okay, let's try again. If you can just unmute and let me know if you're seeing it full screen now.
I'm seeing you.
You're seeing me?
Yes.
Wow. Well, that's always a good thing anyway, but I don't know why you're not seeing my screen. Okay, we're going to try this until we get it right, because it's something that's important that you guys see. And then at the end of this, you're probably going to say, I'm familiar with that already anyway. You wasted your time. Okay, so now we're full screen. And, whoop, wrong page. Okay, let's try it again, guys. What do you see now besides me?
Just you.
Oh, my goodness. One of these challenges. Oh, that's certainly no good now. Hold on. Wow, we've got some challenges today, the technology.
No, it was there. Now it disappeared.
Yeah, it didn't look like it was displaying the way I wanted it to, though. You see, it's on the screen now, but I can't.
We see it.
Yeah, it's there. Oh, it's there. Oh,
yeah, it's there now, but I can't scroll down the way I need to. So, usually it's not a problem. So I'm doing what I normally do, but it might be a little something funky going on right now, which is unfortunate, but we're going to try it until we get it right.
We're in Funky Town.
Okay, anything any different now or just me?
Just
Just
you.
you.
All right, you know what? We might have to just do it the other way, which is not my preferred way of doing it, but at least you'll see the screen that I'm talking about. Sorry about that, guys. You know what? Actually, I'm going to try something different, a different page, and see if that works.
Oh, I see my updates.
Yeah, but again, not the way I want it to appear. I have a feeling there's just some sort of something strange going on with Google Plus today. Because this is the way I always do it, and it's usually never a problem. So I just tried a different page that I was sharing.
You going through Google back office of MLSP?
I'm sorry? What was that, Tamara?
Are we supposed to, are you the back office of MLSP? Is that what you're trying to show us?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I was trying to figure out what does Google Plus have to do with it. You just can't go to
Oh.
your back office?
Yeah, no, see, right now I'm looking at full screen of my MLSP back office, but you guys aren't seeing that, right?
Right.
Right.
And I'm not sure why not, because this usually works. Just give me another moment or two to play around with this. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna just leave it on this screen over here.
This is actually full screen now.
Yeah, but the unfortunate thing is it's just basically an image. It's not allowing me to scroll down or do anything or show you any more of the screen. It's just really
Okay, well, go back, do your thing, scroll down, and reshare so we can see the bottom half. So we'll talk about the top half first.
Okay, I guess we can do that. All right. Anyway, if you're on your in your MLSP back office, there's a page which is basically going to take you to MLSP affiliate strategies. And you can see over here, MLSP is one of the most powerful, lucrative, and innovative affiliate programs online today, which is very, very true. They really do. So if you go through this particular page, it's going to give you a lot of advice and strategies in terms of using sites, Funnelizer for those of us who have access to Funnelizer, certainly the CRM, and as far as the the lead generation training, they've got some of the best lead generation training that you're going to find anywhere. So let me just see if I can I'll do what you suggested, Tamara, and I'll just go to the bottom half of that page if I can. Let's see now. Okay, let's try this over here. Okay, what are you guys seeing on my screen now? Just
You.
for a quick check. Okay, still me.
You.
All right. As nice as I am right now, I don't want you to be seeing me. Okay, so here's the rest of this. So let's do this right now. Okay, so now you're seeing over here where you have earn affiliate commissions by sharing MLSP and all that other good stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the bottom half of that page that I was showing you. So the bottom line is, and I'll send you a link to the chat group a little bit later so you have the exact link to the page so you'll know specifically where it is. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen this particular page. It is relatively new, so maybe you haven't. But there is a series of, and it goes down beyond number 4 over here and number 5. And I don't recall offhand. I can take a quick jump over and take a look. Let me just see how many strategies they share. Give me a second, please. Okay, there are 8 strategies. I'm just going to read them off to you. And if you launch the video, there'll be video training for each and every one of them. The first one is earn affiliate
Mark?
commissions. Yeah.
You are
Yes.
scrolling. We are seeing it.
You are?
Yeah, you
Okay.
Yes.
scrolled.
Oh, okay, fine. All right, so let me do it that way then. So basically, if you go back to the page itself, okay, it's under member section, and then it's training, and then affiliate strategies. All right, and then I'll take you back down to where I am now. So if you can see me scrolling, which is a good thing, you're going to get down to the actual training. So you can see over here, number one, you can just launch the video, and it's going to give you some very, very good training about earning affiliate commissions with the weekly webinars, which I know most of us have been doing, and it's imperative that we continue to do that, because one of the best ways to get leads and to get signups is through the value that they add on this pure value webinars, especially on Wednesday. And during the course of the webinar, whoever the host is, they will be talking about all the features and a lot of the benefits of being an MLSP member, and a lot of people will start a trial right from those weekly webinars. So it is important to continue to promote those and create events to do it. And then you've got a bonus training over here about 5 steps to promote the MLSP webinars, to build your list. And then as I go down, you can see there's earn affiliate commissions by sharing the campaigns, which we were talking about earlier. Sharing the profit campaigns for those of us that are in mastery. Then you've got the product campaigns, the system campaigns, and here's using the MLSP blog posts. So that's something, Tamara, that you're going to want to make sure you watch, because they may actually talk about how you can share it, without actually, sharing it from the blog itself, like we're talking about earlier. And then, using custom links. So there's some very, very good training over there, so that you can actually, find out the best strategies that they recommend for monetizing MLSP. So I, certainly suggest that you go and you check that out when you can. So let me just close that out. Let me come back to you guys. And if you have any questions about that, this is a good time to do that.
I have a question.
Yes.
I've been struggling with my blog. I had it up and running like months and months ago, and then I didn't like it, so I closed it down. And I don't know how to get pictures and stuff up there, like to make it look nice. I don't know how to do that. How do you do that?
Well, they actually have some very, very good training and tutorials that's part of sites that will show you exactly how to do that. There's a particular theme that I use, which is a basic theme. I'll send you information later. But I think it's a very, very basic, easy to look at. I think aesthetically it's very, very pleasing. It's very, very easy to upload images or anything you want on your sidebar. Or, and it's very easy to monetize the blog. Because, one of the features that they have, which is very good, which is part of sites, is that you can just upload to your page a lot of the campaigns, the product campaigns, the system campaigns, which you may have done already in the past. So, I mean, there's some very, very good things that you can do to not only monetize your blog, and, certainly to enhance it, and, certainly to enhance it, you want to add images and all kinds of stuff like that. So I'll give you a link to the specific training where you can find that out, because that's probably the best way to really go about it. Because if you really want to go ahead and you want to get your blog up and going so you can share a lot of value that way, as long as you close down your group, that would be a great way to do it. And certainly you want to be able to have everything, all the features there that you want. And one of the other things, as long as you're starting to do videos now as well, is that it's very, very good to do video blogs as well. Yeah. So you want to make sure, if you can, that you incorporate into any of your blog posts, you want to incorporate a video also, and a very good call to action. So, going, now that you've closed down your community, sort of substituting your blog for that now is a great way to provide value too.
Yeah, I thought that, I don't know which video. I don't think it was in the video system, but I know Mark Harbert also has like a blogging thing you can purchase. But I was just looking at his advertisement for that, and that I think is going to be my home. He said blogging and video go together. You have to have a home, and because any of the social media sites can close down, and then where your videos are gone. So and he says that having a blog makes you look more professional and all that stuff too. So I thought I'd try to get that up and running real soon, start the videos. And I also found on YouTube a company that does, video. They have like a lot of video tips. There's a lot of education in there. So I joined their channel, and there's a lot of things on YouTube also to tell you to construct your own teleprompter. one was so complicated, though. I'm not. To me, it was complicated. I'm like, I'm not going to do all that. I'm going to find like an app that I can do. But yeah, she showed how to make your computer a teleprompter, and that was pretty easy. And then she had it posted like on a bookcase, and then she had the camera right in front of it, and she could read what was on. She got a certain mouse and a wireless mouse where she could like scroll, and it looked like she was looking straight in the camera. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, there are different things that you can do, and you can basically Google anything at all that you can possibly conceive of, and just go to the video tab so you can watch video training and a video tutorial. Yeah, some of them might be a little bit complex, but then there are going to be so many things on the same topic that you can find something, relatively certain you can find something that explains it in a much easier way that's a lot easier to follow. But yeah, a teleprompter or something like that, or a whiteboard is always something that's good to use. Plus, I'm going to show you something in a few minutes that I use also, which I think you might like, which is very good and very helpful as well.
Okay, cool.
But getting back to what you were saying, what I wanted to comment on, and I think that's a great idea. Again, your focus where you're going to be, because one of the most important things that we can do as marketers is you want to have a central hub. Now, my central hub always used to be my blog. Okay, then it sort of transitioned into my community. Right now, it's still my community, but with my blog, being right there as a secondary. But it's important to have a central hub. So if it's not going to be your community, you definitely want it to be your blog. And if you can do video blog posts, in addition to having the actual content on there, that's certainly a solid way to go, because that's, again, what Mark is talking about also. And, I've made well over 100 videos. I've got a couple of different blogs running, although, when you're trying to leverage your time, it's very difficult to keep everything updated. I just don't have time to do a blog post every single day. But one of the things that you can do, and this is for those of you guys that have active communities right now, and it's something that I haven't done yet, so it's something I plan to do and I haven't done in the past, but especially if you're doing posts in your community, and maybe they're, not very short posts, they're not just engagement posts, but they're training posts. So if you've got good valuable content that's in your community, you can also take that and transition it very, very easily into a blog post. So, for those of us that maybe don't have the time, and, don't be afraid of duplicate content, but if you don't have the time to do everything, but you're doing one or the other, and, you can take that in reverse. If you have a very good blog post, and this is what I do on a regular basis too, is I'll take my blog post, I'll maybe shorten it a little bit, and I'll post it in my community, and then maybe have a link back for those people that want to maybe see the full post and all the content with a link back to my blog. But it is definitely important to have a central hub. And for most people, it is a community or a group on Facebook, or it's your blog. So I've sort of gone back and forth between both. But yeah, in your case, then definitely your blog should be a central hub. There's no doubt about it. And that's a very, very powerful strategy. So what I'm going to do now, as long as we're talking about video marketing, I'm just going to show you one of the resources that I use, and then we're going to do one other quick thing with a strategy, and then we're going to call it a day so we can keep this, within an hour, hopefully, because we're getting close at this point. So I'm going to, again, try and do a screen share. Hopefully it's going to work, and you saw a little glimpse of it before. So, all right, so now you can see my uploads over here. Okay, what can you guys see now? Do you see where it says my uploads?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the full page, and I'm going to do some scrolling over there because it seemed to work before. So can you guys see me scrolling down now? And can you see on the bottom where it says show more?
Yep.
Okay, and it's full screen?
Enough. It's enough. Yeah. Just don't mess around with it because we can see it.
Okay, that's good. Now, this is a tool. Now, I've recommended in the past that you guys, especially for screen shares and if you want to make very short videos up to 5 minutes, there's a free tool out there. Now, if you guys want to make selfie videos from your mobile device, that's great, and that's powerful, and that's good to do something very, very quick. So, continue doing that. But in addition to that, if you want to, Jing is great for screen shares, and it's great and it's free if you want to just have an alternative and you want to do, no more than a 5-minute video. However, One of the tools that a lot of people use and a lot of people recommend, and I use it, I recommend it, it's basically the upgrade to Jing, and it's called Screencast-O-Matic, and it basically allows you to make a video to basically any length that you want to, and you can share your screen. You can basically do, just have your camera on, so it's in essence a selfie. Or you can do, let's say you want to do a video training and you want to do both. You want to be seen on the video and you want to share your screen. So it's almost like Camtasia, and Camtasia is very expensive, but this is a very, very affordable version to basically Screencast-O-Matic to do a lot of the same things. And one of the things that I like, and this whole thing, it costs $15 per year. So it's extremely affordable and gives you a lot of advantages and a lot of other things that you can do that you really can't do if you're doing a selfie on your mobile device. Now, one of the things that you can do also is you can do, let me see if I can show you, if I start the recorder real fast. Okay, it's launching the recorder. You can also do scripting. So that's something that comes in very handy if you're doing some sort of a little tutorial. Let's see. Well, that's not working. It worked a little bit earlier.
So it's kind of like a teleprompter?
Well, it actually, basically it is, and it's it's on the screen. It's on the bottom of the screen.
Oh,
I mean,
awesome.
yeah, I mean, I use some other, different, things also. Let me just grab one other thing. Hold on one second, guys. Hopefully this isn't going to last everything up over here. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, I don't see what I'm looking for, and I don't want to waste a lot of time right now. But it's almost the same thing, like if you do a PowerPoint video, that type of thing. So this is basically, it's a scripted video, and the script actually comes on the bottom of the screen. So I'm just trying to get back where I just was. So give me a second over here, and I want to start the recorder so I can just give you a quick idea. And it didn't allow me to for some reason. So I'm sorry I can't do that right now. But you know what? I'm probably going to make another little tutorial video, a short one, and I can always get that information to you. But what I was going to say, just by way of maybe giving you some additional ideas of the types of videos, if you're stuck for ideas, one of the things that you can do very, very easily, and I have done with Jing for very short ones, or use Screencast-O-Matic if I want to do something a little bit lengthier, is that I'm sure inevitably there are going to be people that are following you on Facebook or in social media, specifically on more likely on Facebook, where, and I've done it with you guys as well a number of times, where somebody's going to ask you a question. And sometimes, it's not always that easy to really provide an answer in written form. Sometimes it's much easier to really explain something to somebody if they can actually see it live and see it in action. So what you guys know that I've done with you a number of times also, when you've had a specific question for me, rather than just answering that question in text, I'll make, like I'm talking about, about doing now after the Hangout also, I'll make a quick little video tutorial. And usually, I mean, here's one I did recently for Tamara on list creation. There was a question. Here's something I've done for Dig where he's maybe asked me some questions. Here's another one to show Tamara something about finding the community files in my group, or maybe creating her own in her community. So, usually these I just customize, and I'll say, hi Tamara, here's a quick video, or hi Dig, here's a quick video. But what you can do very easily is do this and just, in answer to a question that somebody may ask you in your community, or somebody just may ask you online, is make a short little video, certainly, using a tool like Screencast-O-Matic, and don't address them specifically by name. Just sort of make it a little bit more generic. Do your little video training. Keep it, short, within 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes max. And then you can use it. You can either upload it to YouTube. You can certainly upload it to Facebook. And that's a great way of actually getting a lot more video content out there. And it's powerful because it's video training. And it's powerful because it's a tutorial. And it's powerful because you can also do it so that you can be seen on the video. And if you don't want to be seen full screen, and I know that you guys have no problem with that because you've done your selfie videos, But if you don't want to be seen on screen, or you're just starting out with the videos, and this is just something you should do in addition to selfie videos also, is you want to do tutorial videos where you want to show your screen but show yourself at the same time. So this particular Screencast-O-Matic allows you to do that, and it couldn't be any more affordable. So, like I said, it's really just the upgrade to the free version, which is Jing, and you just have a lot of great features that you can use with this. I know that Nicole Hanshi made a video recently that showed it. I don't know if any of you guys had seen that, but she made a video that actually showed Screencast-O-Matic. If I can find it, I'll post it in the group so you can really see the power behind it. And at that cost point, it certainly makes sense to do it. So I'm coming back to you guys live. If you have any questions about that, you can unmute.
I have a recommendation before we go.
Sure, go right ahead.
It's awesome. On Netflix, there's a brand new thing called I'm Not Your Guru. Tony Robbins. It's like an hour and a half. Oh my God, I watched it last night. It is just awesome. They have you know how he has those big seminars that cost like $5,000, and
yep.
He transforms people. This is the first time he actually let people in to see what he does. You have got to see this. Do not miss it. It is so powerful. It's just, the man is amazing. It's just, you got to see it. You have got to see it. It's called I'm Not Your Guru.
And you get that through Netflix?
Yeah. It's brand new on Netflix.
Oh, that sounds cool.
I saw it, and I'm like, I got to watch this. So I sat down late last night and watched it. It was about an hour and a half. It is just one of the most amazing things I've ever seen.
Wow.
I want to go to one of his, but it costs like $5,000 or so.
Mm-hmm.
And this one woman, she was suicidal. She sold everything she had to go. And he had her have a breakthrough. And she had an awful story about her life. I mean, it was just so awful. You know, she was suicidal, and I can see why she was. But you got to see it. You just got to see it.
That's quite a testimonial. Yeah, no, Tony Robbins is incredibly powerful. I mean, I've watched a ton of his videos. I've seen a lot of his things, on TV, and yeah, it's amazing. I mean, he's helped so many people get breakthroughs. He's magnetic. I mean, to watch him is amazing. So that's a great recommendation.
You could get a breakthrough just watching it. Honestly.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, absolutely. And save yourself $5,000, and save time.
Yeah.
No, that's great. That's a great recommendation.
Since we're doing a quick recommendation, the one I find is Les Brown. A lot of these are people these gurus, and you're trying to listen to, because you got to work on your personal development, and that's what we're talking about here real quick. I find with Les Brown, what his background is, you listen to a lot of the other, they talk above my head. I can't coming from. They're too educated. They use too big of a words. Les Brown, he, as a kid was known. He now is one of the best speakers out there, and he had a fear of talking to people that were above him, and then finally is just a mental thought, to break through that. So if anybody on earth that you can relate to, I think Les Brown is really good, because I can relate to his background. I can relate that I don't have I went to college for 1 year for a secretarial, but I don't associate or master's or bachelor's. That a lot of these people that have, like, oh, I had a $50,000 a year income, and then I decided to go into network marketing. Well, no, what about way people down low who wants to build up but can't afford to go to college, that can't afford to do this? You can still do that. It's all in your mindset and just moving forward. So Les Brown was really good about that. If we're doing recommendations, that's one of my that I.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's definitely great. I like Les Brown also. I've done blogs with his content on it and used some of his videos. Definitely very powerful. I also, as long as we're talking about personal development, which is critical, you know, to your personal life as well as your business life. I mean, I love Brian Tracy. And I share, in my posts, I share a ton of his videos. I share a lot of his free reports in my community. So Brian Tracy is another great one when it comes to, you know, a mentor and somebody that you can relate to and that also breaks everything down and doesn't talk over your head. So, you know, he's one of my personal favorites that I refer to all the time as well. But yeah, personal development, self-growth, I mean, it starts with that. I mean, without that, yeah, always, every day, in order to be successful in any field, in any endeavor, you have to start on working on yourself. And those are some great people, whether it's Tony Robbins, Les Brown, or certainly Brian Tracy, and there are so many more out there. I mean, that's something that's very, very good to do on a daily basis and get a really good dose of some sort of self-growth and personal improvement done, you know, personal development type of content. Anyway, guys, I have one more thing I want to share, and then we're gonna end the Hangout for today. And again, this is a review. I've gone over it with you before, so I'm going to just go over it again very, very briefly. It's something that I use every single day. It's something that's very, very easy to use. It's very, very quick. I've gotten great results. And, you know, one of the most important things, and we've discussed this before, is, you know, whether it's group engagement or it's engagement in any other way, when you're on social media, and again, I always go back to Facebook because that's where I've always gotten the most amount of leads, the most amount of signups. And, you know, as long as you make new friends every day and you learn how to communicate with them, that is the best way to get signups, whether it's for your primary, whether it's for MLSP, whether it's just transitioning people into your group and your community. It works like a charm. So one of the things that I like to do is I use my birthday strategy. And I get great results every single day, and it takes just minutes. So I'm just going to do another screen share. Again, not the way I wanted to, but hopefully it'll be okay anyway. And let's see. Tell me if you guys can see my screen.
Nope.
You just see me again.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to method B. Okay, so so you're seeing it now, right? Success
Yep.
one day at a time?
Right.
Okay, now I'll go back so I can scroll. And hopefully you can see me scrolling now?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll make this short, but if you want to generate leads, the best way to generate leads, again, is definitely hands down is on Facebook. And one of the things that I've been doing for a very long time with great results is using what I like to call the Facebook birthday strategy. Now, one of the great things about Facebook is that they will send you a notification every day and let you know who of your friends is having a birthday. And they'll also post it on your homepage in Facebook. So you can certainly find out very, very easily on a daily basis exactly who's having a birthday. And if we jump over to my homepage, and you'll have to let me know if you can see my homepage. I'm on my homepage now. Can you see that, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So
Yes.
usually at the top of the page, they're just going to tell you, and again, you're going to get a notification directly to your email. So if you click on whoever's having a birthday, we'll just go over to Gareth right now. And if you go to his page, you're going to see a lot of people that are leaving birthday greetings. Now, if you go to somebody's profile page, you go to their timeline and you leave a greeting, if you're extremely talented, you're very creative, and you're going to be unique, and you post something there, maybe it's a video, maybe not, you might get a lot of attention. Other people are going to see that, and they may actually comment on it, they may like it, they may actually reach out, they might want to become your friends. However, these things, because most people, they get so many birthday wishes that whatever you post drops down to the bottom of the page very, very quickly to the point where it's probably not going to be seen. So I'm just going to go back to my group again. And one of the things that I do that I suggest that you do as well, let me just get back there. Hold on, just give me 1 second. And we're going to just jump back to my birthday strategy. I'll ask you guys again if you can see it.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, you can see it now?
Yeah.
You can,
Yes.
Okay, so one of the things that I do on a daily basis, and it just takes a few minutes, is that I will send a personal message. Because again, if you go to their timeline, it probably won't be seen, or they'll send out just basically a mass thank you to everybody that sent them a birthday message. But if you send somebody a birthday message, and it can be very, very simple, and you send them a personal message, now some of them may not respond, some may not respond for days or weeks, others may respond almost immediately. What you want to always do in terms of generating leads or anything else, or eventually getting signups on Facebook in particular, is that you want to basically engage people. You want to start a conversation. So if you send a personal message to somebody with a birthday message, and it could be this simple, and all I basically do is, whoever it is, you address them by their first name. Here's wishing you a happy and healthy birthday and a prosperous 2016. I hope you're doing well. What are you up to these days? And again, most people, if you send them a private message, are going to reply. And again, you're just looking to start a conversation. It could be a brand spanking new friend. It could be somebody that's you've been friends with for 5 years, but you haven't really had many conversations. You never know where it's going to lead. So for the people that do respond, you can take this in a lot of different directions. I mean, you can basically, here's my typical response when somebody responds. I'll tell them I'm happy to hear that they had an awesome birthday and that they're doing well, or I hope they had a great birthday. I might even ask them what it is that they did for their birthday. Did they do anything special? Again, just in order to enhance the conversation, take it to the next level, just keep it going, but the birthday message itself is what's going to basically start the conversation. And then you can take it in a lot of different directions. I mean, I've used it very successfully just to send people into my community. I tell them that I have a community, a new community where I provide free training and resources. I'd love for you to join. Would you like a link? And I'll get a message back sometimes almost immediately if they're currently online asking for me to send the link. And then once you do that and they're in a community, again, for those of us that have communities, then you can take it in a lot of different directions. But I'm just going to read a little bit over here because, again, the bottom line and what you're really trying to do is once you start that conversation and you start taking it to the next level, and there are a lot of different questions that you can ask depending upon what your goal is. You want to provide a solution, and in order to do that, you want to know exactly what the pains and the obstacles that your prospect has. So it's always asking a series of questions, and you want to hopefully take it to the next level by taking it to Skype, Facebook chat, or even taking it to the phone and having a phone conversation. So, basically the bottom line is you want to become, and I'm just reading this right from my post, and anybody who's not a member of my community, I mean, I have it, it's in my file section or it's near the top of my page. You can always find this so you can see it in more detail. But basically you want to become a good listener, and you want to discover whether or not you have a product or service that's going to be a good fit for who your prospect is. Okay, don't make it about the sale. You're trying to find out if there's a sale to be made. Okay, don't be in a rush to tell people about your business until you know that they need what you're selling or that they have a problem. Maybe it might be a lack of finances, and you have a possible solution for it. Now, don't give people the details of what you're selling until you know their experience. You want to personalize your questions to their situation and add your own experience, your own personality, your own sense of humor. Okay, and the answers that you're going to receive to any question that you ask is often going to contain the seed of a better question that is next on your list. And always, end every response with a question so you control the conversation and you can make it about them. Now, there are a series of questions. I mean, it's basically unlimited in terms of the types of questions that you can actually ask. But here, just to give you a couple of quick examples, and certainly, it depends upon the direction the conversation is going, and based upon their answers, it's going to help you to determine what you want to ask them. But, I mean, just to give you a quick, for instance, I mean, with me, I'm an affiliate marketer, I'm a network marketer, so I'm going to ask specific questions, and I'm going to be talking to a lot of people that are also online marketers. So basically, and not in this particular order, and not certainly all these questions, but select questions depending upon the prospect and depending upon what it is that you're trying to find out. But I mean, here are some of the questions that you can easily ask. You want to find out basically what the person is doing, how long they've been doing it. Are you doing this full-time or part-time? If part-time, what's your full-time job? How long have you been doing it? Is it working for you? What network marketing company are you building? How are you doing with generating leads? How are you marketing yourself? What are you promoting online to generate income? What does it cost you monthly? And, of course, the list goes on and on and on. And like I said, it's unlimited in terms of the types of questions that you can ask to really get to the, the meat and potatoes and find out exactly what it is that your prospect is looking for, and then you can determine exactly what you have that can help them and be that solution provider. So, again, I just wanted to very, very quickly, first of all, let me just stop the screen share and come back to you guys. And I just wanted to share with you very quickly, the birthday strategy, because I've been using it for a long time. It takes literally minutes a day. It's very, very powerful. And again, you're always going to have an eye to starting a conversation and, making new friends. So you always have new leads, because every one of your friends on Facebook is a lead, is a prospect. Some of them you may not have spoken to in a very long time, and you want to sort of, renew the acquaintance, renew the conversation, start fresh and start again. And a great way to do that is by sending them a birthday message, because most people, the vast majority of people, will respond. Now, when you ask them a question, maybe they won't respond to that, but you never know. And at least, sending them a birthday message, again, is a conversation starter. And that's basically what we're always looking to do, and the only thing we can do. And then you never know where it's going to take you. I mean, I've gotten, using the birthday strategy, I've gotten countless leads, and I've gotten a number of people that I've signed up specifically into MLSP. Because when you have a conversation, you're going to find out people will be much more open to talking about their situation than you may think, and they're going to divulge a lot more information than you may think. So, keep connecting with people, keep asking questions, provide value. We know MLSP provides a tremendous amount of value, and then once you're seen as that provider of value and that kind of a solution provider, people are going to want to join you in your business. Well, whatever it is, if it's MLSP, if it's your primary, whatever it is, and that's where it starts. So I recommend, for those of you that are not necessarily using the birthday strategy at this point, I recommend that you try and implement it into your daily routine, because it's quick, it's easy, it's powerful, and the results are going to be very, very good. It may surprise you. So that's it for me. So if you guys want to unmute and you want to ask any questions or add anything, and then I guess we'll end the Hangout for today.
I think we covered a lot today.
I think we did also, and I think it's good. It's a little over an hour, a little bit longer than I wanted to, but we hadn't really, had our Hangouts for a while. So I think it's great that we sort of reconvened, and yeah, it's a little bit more to cover. So we'll, again, the aim is always going to be to keep it within an hour. So, thanks guys for, again, on a Sunday, joining me for this. I think it's great. I'm very, very happy that we started the Hangouts again. And anything that you guys want to say in conclusion, that's it for me. Thanks again. We'll see you around the community. I'll make those little tutorial videos that I mentioned earlier, get you the links that I promised. And, getting back to very, very quickly with Tamara, what you had said earlier, because we are there to be supportive of one another. We don't necessarily want to wait a week until we have our group Hangouts, but we have a great group chat. So anytime you guys have a question, a concern, an issue, you need a little boost of self-confidence, whatever it might be, just post it in the chat strategy. I can see that we're always, all of us are always monitoring that. We all respond fairly quickly. So that's a great place to vent or to ask questions, to do whatever it is that you want to do. So thanks, guys, for your participation. And I'll be seeing you online during the course of the week. And feel free to unmute and say anything that you want, and then we'll call it a day.
Everybody have a great day.
You too. Thanks for joining, guys. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Signing off.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Signing off.